Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How is everyone doing? Can't avoid work, no. You can. It's not good to. Things just get worse when you avoid them. Doing well. Yeah, myself too. Sorry for the little bit of a delay on the start there. I was grilling. I'm really bad with my grilling timing. It's because we cook a lot of like, I do a lot of like chicken thighs and stuff like that on the grill, and I like to let them cook longer so they're not as like, you know, rubbery, slimy. Get some of that fat out of them. Always takes longer than I think. Hobo cooking takes time, that's right. Hey, Emma loves it, and she's a picky eater, so I'll take that. The compliments there. Got some nice outside time in. We did every day. We're kind of preparing the garden a little bit more. The weather's been just absolutely beautiful outside. There was one mosquito that landed on the missus and I smashed it. I was just thinking about how many thousands of mosquitoes I just saved us from by killing the first one of the season. So we'll take that as a win. It would have multiplied thousands and thousands more, that one mosquito. Did you know it's only, I believe it's only the female mosquitoes that actually bite us and drink our blood, and they use it to create young. They use it to feed the young. Dang mosquitoes. All right. This evening, folks, we're going to be starting off this evening working on our portrait of our Banishers character, Red from Banishers. Big huge thank you to the makers of the game for making this project happen. I appreciate the support. Oh, hey, there we go. All right, there we go. Okay, and let me redo this really quick here. And get quicker at doing these settings. There we go. So nice to live where there are almost no mosquitoes. Yeah, that's how it was in Colorado. I remember that. Higher altitude. Mosquitoes in February. Yeah, I got one. It's probably a good thing. Maybe they'll come out because it's really warm out. It's like really nice. What's the temperature at today here? Let's see. Let it load for a second. Nice sunny 58 degrees, just right below 60. Okay, so I baked our character in between streams today. We did all this work on the hair. And now we need to do his eyebrows, and we need to do the bun. Okay. I pull up my reference. What should we do? Should we start the eyebrow first or the bun? I suppose it doesn't really matter. What will be harder? Probably the bun. So we'll start with that first, so we don't have to worry about messing it up the eyebrows, and then after that we could do the eyebrows just like that. Okay. So first step is to add our clay glue, and then all this behind the beard and the neck area we're gonna deal with once it's actually attached to the character. We don't need to worry about that right now. I'm really happy with the hair. He does have some like stray strands of hair that kind of are a little bit messier across here. Maybe we'll try and add something like that too. Maybe. Alright, let's add our volume and shapes here and kind of figure out how this is folding in on itself. It'll be exciting. So next week we'll be done with the portraits and be full on bringing it together with the bodies. Yeah, a nice little foundation layer. It's got some sort of a wrap going around it here, so we're gonna keep this bottom edge tight. Now what I first want to check is the volume. Make sure we get the right kind of size here. Actually, you know what? Should use our little cards here. It's actually pretty close. Just slightly bigger. Slightly bigger and should be fine. Probably just start mapping out the shape. Let's see. Let's see if I can decipher what's actually going on here. Hold on 1 second. Let me go check something really quick. Real quick, I'll be right back.
Greetings, fellow adventurer. We've got everything you need to rest and refuel.
Hey, Sherry, thank you so much for the tier 3 sub. Holy cannoli. I do really appreciate that. And Kantar, thank you for the raid. Sorry, I missed that earlier. All the commotion of getting things started. But yeah, Sherry, thank you. That's big. Big time support. Thank you very much for that. And you get to choose from 3. You get to choose your fate, Sherry. Let's see here. Okay. We have wait, what? Poison foxglove elixir. Okay. Polyjuke potion and refined cod liver oil. 2 complex things and a very simple thing. What would you like? Choose your fate. What will your wisdom be? All rubbish remedies. He might be lurking. All right. Cod liver. Ah, good choice. Okay. Cod liver oil it is. Yeah, thank you for helping us push for our goal there, Sherry. I appreciate that. That's about all you can do. It's the most of what you can do. Tier 3 sub. Let's see. No matter how daunting the task at hand may seem, always remember that you have the power within to achieve greatness. That's right. Never give in to thoughts of doubt, worries, or fear. Always resist them. Push back with positive things. All right. Right, just kind of building out the shape here, trying to figure out how things are supposed to go. It all kind of comes into this little middle part. This part's kind of wrapping around the bottom. We even have a little piece of a braid in the mix here. We'll have to, like, tucked into his hair. Might have to make a little cut here. So we can kind of sculpt this, create some depth right here. Just make a little cut. There we go. Alright, this has a little bit of a flat plane going like this. And in and tucked in under here, just like that. An in-depth study in man bun anatomy. What's up, Chuck? How you doing, my friend? Good evening. Good evening, traveler. Come in, stay a while. Alright, get a couple more of these little bands flaring out from the middle. Kind of going up and around, all the way around here. Stay a while and listen. That's right. Settle in, settle in. Quiet now. Alright, let's blend all those in now. Hector. Hey, thanks, man. I'm glad you like it. I'm pretty happy with this. Quite happy with this, actually. So far. Glad you are, too. Alright, let's keep blending this in. You blend it in, but you want to keep the shapes. You don't want to get rid of those shapes. Hector! How did you know? There's certain like quotes of movies that are just rattling around in the back of my brain. I don't even remember where they're from originally. Good old Troy. That was a cool movie when it first came out. Been getting that my whole life. Oh man, poor guy. This is a good movie. Poor Hector though. Piece of me died when he did. Well, it was an unfair fight. The demigod versus just a normal man. Bread was too much back then. Look, Achilles was just not being understanding. Hector didn't know it was his nephew. How's it his fault? It's Achilles' fault for bringing his nephew to a place of war, knowing he's very ambitious. He was just mad at himself, but you know, like most people had to blame somebody else. This is called cosplay. It's like Sculpting. You bake it. It works the same. The difference is it's actually flexible. See this? This is a baked piece here. Oh yeah. I wouldn't say so. Artistic talent isn't high on the priority list. Also, doesn't matter. I'm married. I certainly don't need any other ladies in my life. I got plenty. I don't need that kind of attention, for sure. What's up, Verdant? Never used it? Yeah, you should try it, man. It's if you're into sculpting, it's in my opinion, it is just a better material. It's just better. It's not like sometimes you pick a brand of this or a brand of that, but they're at the end of the day they're not really much different, just brands. This is different. Cosplay is just better. It's just a superior material. It's like, do I want to make my sculptures I spend a lot of time on out of fragile material or material that can't break? It's just an obvious choice. I will choose the fragile material. Just because I don't like change. Hey, what's up, Dark? Doing great, my friend. How you doing? Let's not make these hills so high here. Very good. Hey, what's up, Bingo Bongo? Bingo. Okay, so we have... It's kind of a braid coming out of the middle there, and then like tucked in here. Then it comes out here. There's another braid that comes out right here. And then the whole base of this has a little wrapping around the base of it. Let's just make room for that.
The strength of the cnotbusch kingdom lies not in our walls, but in our people. March to war.
The Free Heathen, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Welcome in, raiders. How do you do? Greetings, travelers. Come. Come in. Get warm by the fire. Stay a while. Fully understood. I'm going to pick some up and give it a go. How do you feel about its workability with respect to hard surface sandability? It's sandable. It even cuts really nicely with like an X-Acto knife. And when you sand it, it doesn't produce dust. So you can use like Dremel tools and stuff like that, and it produces like you know like when you use an eraser and it gets those like beaded up little eraser bits. It's like that. So Sculpting makes dust, which is very, very fine powdery dust that gets everywhere, and you know, especially in your lungs and whatnot. Cosplay does not. And yeah, you can create really nice hard flat surfaces. I have a technique for making hard flat surfaces without needing to sand, if you do things right. I don't know if I have an example nearby. Not really. Well, I mean, kind of. A little bit, kind of. It's a worker here. And you know, like the pauldron there, the helmet. The axes. I'm excited to continue the paint job on that one. Oh, oops. That's all cosplay, that's right. That'll be a showstopper piece once it's finished, for sure. Also, if you apply it to your grandma's injured shoulder, it will heal. That's right. We need to create a horse-drawn carriage, town-to-town snake oil salesman setup. But instead it'll be cosplay, and I have to have a really big, crazy hat. Come around, gather around, folks. The newest, latest, greatest thing is here. You got a sore knee? Put some cosplay on there. It'll fix you right up, fine and dandy. We'll take this show from town to town, show on the road. We'll have Sadie pulling the carriage slowly. Bob Ross, but sculptor. Did he did that, didn't he go like kind of town to town doing painting classes? That would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind doing live sculpting classes. It'd be great for gigs, for cons and expos. I'll pitch the idea to Arnold. He's the maker of cosplay. All right, listen. Hear me out, Arnold. I'm gonna need like $50,000 here. We're gonna make a horse-drawn snake oil salesman carriage. Okay, it's gonna be all decked out in character and everything. And we're gonna haul it around to conventions selling bricks of cosplay. Are you in, or are you in? He did, or so he told on the show. Okay, that's cool. How you doing, Looper? What's up, Wind Sing? Hello. Make sure I missed a bit. You started sculpting last year, historically drawn / painted your entire life, but sculpting feels like something I should have been doing the entire time. So I'm at a point now where I'm experimenting. All right. Yeah, do it. You know, you just gotta start that journey. It's worth mentioning I have a free class that we're currently shooting. Yeah, but it's a really intensive walkthrough tutorial, start to finish creation of a original character. The live class happens on Sundays, but there's playlists where you can watch all the episodes, and just, you know, the idea is you'll maximize your time learning by just following along. So you can at least learn all the methods and little tips and tricks that I have to offer. Check it out, it's free. There's a playlist on YouTube and on Twitch. It's for that character back there. Not quite the historical thing, but you know, you gotta kind of work your way up to like doing portraits like this. It's a good starter project for sure. This next upcoming Sunday we'll be demonstrating how to take our hand that we've sculpted. Here's the hand here, or hands I should say, and how to attach it to our character, reposition the pose, and sculpt in the arm. Hey, Colleen, good evening. Good evening.
Listen closely, traveler, to what I say. Twitch Prime does not even cost a dime.
Hey. Kelrendros. Am I saying that right? Thank you very much, my friend. Welcome. Oh wait, this is your second month. Thank you for sticking around here in the cnotbusch Kingdom, supporting my adventure. I appreciate it. Thank you very kindly, my friend. So this coming Sunday is the Sculpting Live again, and yep. It's a follow-along class format, exactly. And you're able to actually post your work on Discord. Do exclamation point class. See if that comes up. I don't know if I have that set up on YouTube. See if that works. 9 a.m. Central Time is when we go live on Sunday, and the VOD for it will be pretty much indefinitely available. It's not okay. I don't know if it's there. Just if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see a playlist. So just go to YouTube, check the playlist, and you'll see all the past classes there. And then, yeah, and then the live happens on Sunday, 9 a.m. Central Time. So, oh yeah, I did notice. I see it. I can see now. This is a harmonica holder with a webcam mounted in it. That's right. That's right. Well, Hyper, we all gotta start somewhere, my friend, and it's not gonna, you're not gonna get better at those things unless you know, keep at it. So, but everyone can sculpt. Everyone can become proficient at sculpting. Just have to stick with it. All right, let me get this beam here. Currently, I'm working with medium firm. And I work mostly with medium firm. A nice tasty apple. Well, let me see this from side view. Jar's rigged. It just hasn't been refilled. Maybe I ate all of it. Maybe I ate all the Carolina beans. Or there's one still left in there. At the bottom of the barrel. All right. Let's do the hair texture first. And then we can add the braid and the wrap. Didn't I get a Carolina one yesterday? I think it was apple yesterday. Are they even that hot? Yeah, it's hot as a Carolina Reaper pepper. Okay, let's see. fine hair texture. We'll do the lines all straight, and then we can go in and kind of add some variation. I sculpted when I was a teenager. I have a natural talent for it, but ended up going to college. Didn't know there was money to be made in art. There's not. You're right about that. You can make a living, though. You can make a living. I don't know if you can make money, though. I'm quite alright with making a living. If it be money, if it be coin that you're after, there are far more lucrative things to spend your time doing. Value of what I do extends far beyond money. Well, I mean, to be fair, there are artists that are very successful, of course. Just like any field or trade, especially in this social media era we find ourselves. I'm pretty sure some of the bigger like YouTubers that do artwork are doing pretty good. But it's you know, it's like I said, it's not the it's not a position everybody will find themselves in that goes down that trail. Yeah, so it's actually a habit. I don't even think about it, but essentially every time you mark or tool the clay, there's always a chance you get those little bits of clay kind of like stuck on there. So I've like inadvertently developed a habit of dipping my tool into a piece of clay. That's all it is, just another piece of clay. And that just clears off any little debris that might be on there. Because it'll, especially with line work like this, it's so close together. If I had a little booger of clay at the end of my tool, it would just kind of mess things up, so. You always wonder how much the person who designed the Coke, Pepsi, and Nike logo earned. Probably not very much. The reality is usually they even big companies, even though they got all the money, just because they got money doesn't mean they're gonna pay artists well for the work they do. They still haggle and wheel and deal, you know. They probably paid some guy a set rate of you know that was decent for him, but it's not like he's like earning royalties on the logos or anything. Yeah, right. Trust me, I had Netflix contact me to do some work for them to promote a series that was coming out, and I sent them my numbers for things, and they just didn't hear back from them. And I'm very reasonably priced. So sometimes I think they really do look for, just like anybody does, they got a set budget and they're gonna try to get the most bang for their buck. Yeah, right, exactly. Well, you are doing something you enjoy for a living, so therefore you shall have to work for free, huh? The I'm not miserable at my job fee. Nah, it's fine. You just sometimes it's worth taking the hit for, you know, notoriety or exposure or whatever, but there comes a point where you just eventually you don't need to do that, you know. You don't need to care about who the person is that you're dealing with, you know, just because they're a big name doesn't mean you got to do work for free, you know. It's that being a respecter of persons thing. I try not to do it. So, if you see me working with a company, then they are, I'm not doing it for free. They are truly supporting my work. Yeah, Twitch, Riot, we're working with the makers of Banishers here. All great people, great companies. But they know the value, you know. There's always gonna be the people out there that are wheeling and dealing, you know. Gotta, like I said, try not to give in to that. Don't sell yourself short. Don't work for free. You know, I really do think there's a time for it in everyone's career, though, especially when you're getting going. I did a lot of, I still do, you know, a lot of like going above and beyond what I've been paid to do, and I like to do that, though, you know. I'm willfully choosing to do that. Because when I'm sitting here doing the artwork, I'm not thinking about the business side of things. I'm just thinking about how can I make a good sculpture that the client will be happy about. Yeah. Yeah, it was actually I got on Riot's radar because of essentially a friend of mine who was the if you remember the DeviantArt sponsorship we had. He was the one who kind of came up with that idea and ran that whole deal. And he ended up getting a job working for Riot and then pitched that sculpture idea to them. So a true friend indeed. Well, always thinking about old cnotbusch. So it just shows you the power of a recommendation, you know, of someone dropping your name. Word of mouth, yeah. It's the fact that the internet's just a busy, big place, you know, so it's very hard to get on a company's radar out of the blue, you know. hard to be seen. Yeah, in fact, I think almost every job I've had, bigger job for doing work for a company, was word of mouth. And I'm sure most of my clients that are individuals find me from finding the stream. So it's like just 100%, getting around, word of mouth type thing. Okay. I hope so. Bunch of mouthy folks. Well, I always say it's one of the best ways to support a artist is to share their work. Word of mouth. You never know how things bounce around. Recommendation from a friend or a family can go a long way. It's fun. It's funny story. That's how I used to get flown out to teach at California State University. And when that job landed in my inbox, I was like, okay, this has got to be like a scam or something. I've never taught in my life. Why does California State University want me to come teach a master's level sculpting course? So I was like, okay, it's probably a scam, but let's entertain it. Let's entertain this, because you don't know for sure, so you just gotta write it out a little bit. So I did all the discussions and planning and all that stuff. To the very end, I thought, I was like, okay, there's no way this is actually real. Desperate much, yeah, right? No, this is an example of why you always gotta hear things out before you just toss them to the wayside. It's good to keep skepticism up, but you gotta still hear it out. But anyways, to the point where I'm literally boarding a plane to fly to California, and I was like, there's a high chance I'm gonna land there and nobody's gonna be there to pick me up. Like, I totally was just like, I was like, all right, let's start planning how I'm gonna get home on my own here. Flew out, and then as soon as I landed, there was a person standing there with the sign, and I was like, okay, oh, well, maybe I was wrong. Turned out to be like, every summer I was getting flown out to teach. So anyways, so the way that job even came about was so the guy who was running the class or the program, his name is Frank, and he's a professor for California State. And he had this class idea he came up with, and part of the class needed a traditional sculptor to teach that part. So he's like talking about the class idea, and a student aide of his, one of his student aides, overhears him talking about that. and just casually mentions, "Oh, just get cnotbusch." And so Frank, of course, like, "Who's that? Who's cnotbusch?" And then there you go. That's how it happened. So his student aide used to watch me when I made League of Legends sculptures. He was a big League of Legends fan. And him just throwing my name out there and ended up starting that whole adventure. What's up, Lex? How you doing? So when did you finally believe it was happening? When the guy came to pick me up, and it was like I could tell I was a student. And he was driving a really fancy car. Is that alright?
The strength of the cnotbusch kingdom lies not in our walls, but in our people. March to war.
Iximung. Am I saying that right? Cozy vibes and fun times. Welcome, travelers. Come on in. Come into the workshop. Find a seat. Settle down. Thanks for joining us, Iximon. I appreciate that. What do you stream there, Iximon? What are you doing over there? Oh. If you guys are new here, my name is cnotbusch. I make one-of-a-kind custom sculptures here. We're sculpting this character from the game Banishers. Oh, excuse me. This is Red from Banishers. We just did his hair earlier today, and now we're finishing it off with the bun, the man bun. But hey, I appreciate you sending everybody here. Thank you very much. We played a little nightingale today. It's lovely so far. Little nightingale. That sounds cool. Is that like a story-driven type of game? The head is life-size. I'm just actually a giant. The game name, okay. Very cool. Well, I do appreciate you sending everybody here. This is a project from the game Banishers. I was actually commissioned by the makers of the game to create this 2-character bust. You guys can go check out Banishers if you haven't heard of it. Just type in !Banishers. I'll give you a link. Dog hair, yeah, I dropped that ball on the ground. It's all good now. Okay, let's see. I feel like I missed something. I'm good, thank you. Busy with things called life, but on a good motivational mood with all my projects. I shared on your Discord the last thing I did for one of the fan art sculpture party animals. I made a mox for it. Oh, cool. Alright. I'll have to check that out. Wasn't there something else I was gonna comment on? Can't remember. I feel like I missed a chat. Thank you, Keg Tamashi. Keg Tamashi. Bizarro. Hey, thank you, Bizarro. I don't know. I lost it. I lost my train of thought. It's gone. Alright, we have to make a little braid now. A really tiny little braid. Boy. We're gonna use some extra firm clay for this. Stuff right here. It will be fine. Okay. Okay. Alright. I trust you. Okay, we need like really small little strands of this. Pretty much as small as we can get them. Without them breaking, of course. Alright, that's 2. Let's get one more. Local made rated Astro, who was streaming a moon landing. It was exciting. Really? Like an actual live streaming of a moon landing? Or what? What are we talking about here? Wow. Some impressive range on that Wi-Fi there. Oh, really? Wow. That's pretty crazy. I'm just wondering what kind of streaming equipment do they have to... It's up quite a far range for a live stream. I imagine it was delayed. Not actually live. Hey, Cena, I know you've 250 miles away.
The strength of the cnotbusch kingdom lies not in our walls, but in our people. March to war.
Hey, Marco. Welcome, Raiders. Come on in. Thank you very much. Oh, nice. Congratulations, Nightbot. You're now a lifetime subscriber. The missus made it happen. Good job. Yeah, I was gonna say. Don't make me laugh there, Chuck. Oh yeah, okay, so your question. Hey, CNAT. Hold on one second, Marco. Let me, before I get distracted. I know you've probably said this many times before, but is there really cheap clay you recommend for practicing small sculptures? I know a lot of people like poly clay, but wanted something cheaper as I'm just dipping my toes in. You could buy a block of like Chavant or Monster clay and just infinitely reuse it, but it's going to be different. So here, let me show you. This is made out of Chavant. So it's a clay that you can sculpt with. It's, you know, pretty hard to the touch at room temperature, but you could heat it, infinitely heat it back up and soften it and resculpt with it. So you could get something like that. It's not necessarily going to be cheaper to buy a block of it, but you won't ever have to buy another. You won't have to buy more. You know, once you have it, then you have it. You know what I mean? But the initial cost is I don't know what the initial cost is for. Do exclamation point sketch. That's our new one. That gives you a link to Chavant. You can get Chavant or Monster Clay. They both work the same. So yeah, there you go. I don't know how much a block is. Let's see here. Let me click. Ah, what the heck? Making sure I'm not a robot. I'm not a robot. I'm not a dang robot. 23. Oh, that's 2 pounds, 23 bucks. So that is a little more expensive. So you're paying a little bit more, but you're gonna be able to infinitely reuse that amount. So in the long run, it'll be cheaper. Or you could just get a box of polymer clay, which will be about $15, depending on where you're from. So really, I mean, cheapest clay you can possibly get, I think, is like ceramic, but you have to have a kiln and you have to deal with all kinds of things with drying and stuff. Poly's pretty reusable if you don't bake it. Small packs can be cheapish. Yeah, you don't have to bake a thing that you don't want, but it's nice to have the option to bake it, you know. Play-Doh is pretty cheap. I do buy a good amount of Play-Doh for Emma. Yep. Oh, nice. Yeah, is Marco here? Thank you again for the raid, my friend. There you are. Oh yeah. What kind of video were you watching there, Chuck? Just ordinary, always soft kids clay is cheapest. Oh, true. You could get like just an oil-based kids clay. Yeah. Hey, Hector. Have a great night, my friend. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you later. Okay, now we're gonna make a tiny braid. Here we go. Well, let me do the camera focus here. Okay, there we go. Maybe the cheapest clay is going to the riverbed and digging up some river clay. That just requires a shovel and a wheelbarrow. It's not going to be the nicest to use. The mud clay or ceramic clay that's typically used in like ceramic is refined. But hey, gotta make do with what you have, you know what I mean? Okay, let's see here. Yeah, ask that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that looks good, that last one you said. Sorry. Some behind the scenes stuff. Big block of plasticine. Marco's new one about painting game workshop sort of style. Oh, okay. Cool. Now I'm gonna have to check that out. Painting is a whole new world, man. Still got a lot to learn and grow in that world. Right. Yeah, sometimes I think figuring out how you want to work, it's better to practice with the material you want to use than to practice with a different one, because the clays are going to react. They're different, you know, so they feel different. You work with them differently. What's up, Toadstool? New Mexico found clay. That's pretty cool. I found a method of extracting clay from the dirt, you know, like kind of like yeah, using water essentially to filter out all the sediment from the clay. Okay. Let's here. Alright. Clear enough. The missus was contacting Twitch to see if they can change our
Greetings, fellow adventurer.
Oh.
We've got everything you need
our
to
tally
rest
down
and
below.
refuel.
So it says 300 instead of 350. Speaking of which, thanks for helping our tally along there, Toad. Thank you for the 7 months of support, my friend. Thank you. You know, I'm gonna grab one of these for you here. Poly juice potion. Okay. Okay. That's right. Yeah, you want to use the material you're gonna use, you know, because you got to get familiar with it. Take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them. It's all part of your adventure. Indeed. A story about a guy's making one. Okay, so life-size alien sculpture, the xenomorph one. The thing is huge, so they looked out for cheap materials and found a huge pile of Soviet resin clay almost for free. Though eventually the company who ordered it refused to pay. Well, so wait, is that a true story? Soviet resin clay? Just a pile of it? Some abandoned warehouse with a big pile of clay in the middle of it? Yeah, we weren't able to get a clear answer either. They said they'll email us with an answer. But we were able to get Nightbot permanently subscribed. Hey, Toad, thank you very much. Okay, let's get this braiding done here. Me? Yeah. Well, this one is from, I was helping the neighbor, I helped the neighbor across the street. They had a flat tire on their car. And I had to jack it up with my spare tire jack. So I scraped my knuckles a few times. I jacked it all the way up and it wasn't high enough, so I had to go borrow a jack from old man Bob. A real one. Probably should have just done that from the beginning. The rest is probably just from the garden. Been digging around and picking up debris, burning stuff. What's the best way to sculpt a throne and a person sitting on it? Do I have to build them separately or as one piece? If not one piece, how do I secure them one to another? It's usually better to build like the throne first, or sculpt the throne first, and then you can really fit the character into the throne. But it's also sometimes difficult to sculpt the... I have a sitting character right now. Sometimes it's difficult to sculpt the character with the throne in the way, so you need to make them detachable. So what I usually do is I build like a structure that will be the correct height of the chair and the height of the arms for what the throne is. Sculpt the whole character. Then I can build the throne and fit the character to the throne, you know. You know, like put in like the cushions and then just kind of like smush the character into the cushions. But yeah, it's you can make them go together with just like having like a small wire armature coming out of the bum of the character, that you know, have a hole where the throne is and just stick it on there. I would keep them separated, or you just glue it once after everything's painted, you know. So once everything's finished, last step you would do is use like 2-part epoxy glue and glue the character to the throne. But you will want them to be separate. So you can sculpt the throne first, then kind of fit the character to the throne. You know, sculpt the throne, bake it, then pose the character and kind of like he's in position. Then bake it, and then remove it, and then continue doing the details till it's finished. Then put it back on the throne. Yeah, there's or you can start with the character first and then build the throne around the character. But either way, you want them to be detachable for painting. So Just depends on how you want to do it. But you do want to leave them, you do want them to be detachable. You don't want them to be solid until, if you do want them to be permanently attached, just wait till the end. All the paint work and everything's done. Then glue it. Yeah, sure. Are you using, you're using polymer clay, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let me show you. I have a sitting character. He's not sitting in a throne, but this is the other way, the second option. So first option, sculpt the throne first, then build like a space structure for the character. Ah, geez, hold on. Fix my camera. Studio. Oh no, oh no, I had the settings open. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh no, I had the focus settings. If I have the focus setting open, then it like does, and it disconnects. It does this weird thing where it I can't deactivate the camera. It's weird. It's just a weird thing. Well, that's not good. And the only way I can fix it is restarting the stream. Oops. Alright. No. Shoot. Alright, well, I have to restart, unfortunately. Sorry, folks. Camera's frozen. Give me a few seconds here, and yeah, see, that's what it's like, permanently stuck here. It's because I had my focus setting open for the. No, it's not your fault. It's my. I have to. This cord needs to be replaced. So it, like, disconnects sometimes when I take the camera on and off. Let's see. All right, I'll be right back. 2 seconds, okay? Don't go nowhere.